Good day and welcome to Beyond the Headlines on GbaramatuVoiceTV, reaching you live from the Niger Delta Media Center in the Ogun Delta State. Of course, Beyond the Headlines is where it's your most trusted news source, where we give you in-depth stories from within Niger Delta and, of course, beyond the state. I am Agogo Iniko, and I'm super excited to be here today to give you all our information we've got today. So, we'll have a whole lot to release to you today, talking about the APC, talking to El-Rufai and Atiku, and of course the Niger Delta Sports Festival with Bayelsa emerging the winner, something that took place in Akwa Ibom State, and a lot more news stories we have to unpack for you today. So we'll be going straight to our news story. But before then, do well to like, share, comment on all our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, and of course, we're live now on Facebook and YouTube. Do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel at GbaramatuVoiceTV and turn on your notifications so you'll be the first to know when we come live. And of course, you can visit our website at www.gbaramatu. Just one more than Delta State, who finished with 41 to 29 silvers and 15 bronze medals, bringing their medal haul to 86. Despite finishing with the highest total medals at 99, Delta State had to settle for second place with 41 gold, 26 silver, and 32 bronze medals. Edo State came third in with 89 medals, 23 gold, 35 silver, and 31 bronze, closely trailing the top two. Rivers State finished fourth with 63 medals, including 21 gold. Ondo State claimed fifth place with 43 medals, followed by the host state, Akwa Ibom, in sixth with 33 medals. Abia State ended in seventh place with 32 medals, while Imo placed eighth with 42 medals, but fewer gold. Cross River State came ninth with 31 medals. Let's take a quick look at the footage.
Ladies and gentlemen, the maiden edition of the Niger Delta Sports Festival has been won by Bayelsa State. Bayelsa State are the winners of the maiden edition.
Yes, that's an interesting and incredible one there. Thumbs up to Bayelsa State for winning the maiden edition of the Niger Delta Sports Festival. So moving forward with our news story, IBAS okays appointment of administrators for Rivers 23 local government areas. Rivers sole administrator, Vice Admiral Ibok Ibas, retired, has approved the appointments of administrators for the 23 local government areas in the state. The development was contained in a statement signed by the Secretary to the State Government, SSG, Professor Ibibia Worika, IBAS also approved the reconstitution of some of the suspended boards of agencies, commissions, and the parastatals. The statement said the appointment will take effect on April 7th. APC cautions Atiku El-Rufai to tread softly on their presidential ambitions. The National Vice Chairman, Northwest of the All Progressive Congress, APC, Garba Muhammad, has cautioned former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and ex-governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, to tread softly ahead of the 2027 general election. Muhammad, who hails from Kaduna State and served as a member of the House of Representatives representing Sabongari Federal Constituency for 16 years, had in an open letter told Atiku to perish the thought of another presidential contest and remain the statesman he was, noting that he had been contesting for the presidency since 1999. Muhammad said Atiku should not listen to some politicians, such as former Kaduna Governor El-Rufai, who are dangling the carrot of a coalition to him ahead of 2027. Still on the news, Nwaebonyi faces 5 billion naira defamation suit from Natasha. Recall thread catching Nwaebonyi, Ebonyi North, made news on all fronts, while suspended Senator Natasha Akpoti-Oduaghan, Kogi Central, is suing him for defamation. A group from his constituency is plotting his recall from the Red Chamber. Akpoti-Oduaghan is dragging him before the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Abuja, over a series of alleged defamatory remarks, demanding 5 billion in aggravated and exemplary damages. The leadership of a foremost governance and accountability group, Association of Ebonyi Indigenes, Socio-Cultural in the Diaspora, is vituperative utterances and attacks on eminent personalities in the sex scandal involving Senate President Godswill Akpabio and Akpoti-Oduaghan. 198,810 residents in health insurance scheme. No fewer than 198,810 residents of the Federal Capital Territory have been enrolled in the Federal Capital Territory Health Insurance Scheme over the past year, including 10,000 pregnant women who registered free of charge. This was disclosed in a statement on Tuesday by Lere Olayinka, the Senior Special Assistant on Public Communications and Social Media to the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike. According to the statement, the administration led by Wike has recorded a significant boost in enrollment figures, surpassing the scheme's annual target of 25,000 lives by 117% and 114% in different phases. Moving forward, police launch manhunt as hotel CEO murdered in Ondo State. The Ondo Police Command said it has commenced a manhunt for those behind the murder of the Chief Executive Officer of Class 5 Hotel, Adesoji Adeleye. Adeleye was stabbed to death in the early hours of Tuesday in one of the rooms of the hotel located in the Arakale area of Akure, Ondo State Capital. The State Police Public Relations Officer, Mr. Olayinka Alayande, confirmed that investigation into the matter had commenced. Bandits takes over 64 communities in Plateau, Governor Mufwang. Plateau State Governor Caleb Mufwang has decried the attacks in some communities in his state, saying bandits have taken over 64 communities. The governor stated that over 50 persons were killed within a week in attacks over 5 communities that left over 300 houses burnt by suspected herdsmen. The Plateau State government, through the secretary to the government, Samuel Jatu, also visited some of the affected communities to ascertain the extent of damage and also donate relief materials to affected victims. Adu expressed the federal government's determination in finding solutions to the incessant attacks and killings. Still on the news, NSA asks Nigerians to stop giving money to bandits and kidnappers. Amid the security challenges facing the nation, the National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu has asked Nigerians to stop giving money to kidnappers and bandits. He stated this on Tuesday while receiving 60 kidnapped victims recently rescued from captivity in Zangon, Katav, southern Kaduna, following sustained military operations. The victims were received at the National Counter-Terrorism Center in Abuja, the nation's capital. According to Ribadu, Nigerians aid the activities of kidnappers nationwide if they keep paying ransom. The NSA attributed the successful rescue of the victims to the efforts and resilience of the Nigerian armed forces and other security agencies. Still on the news, Nupeng Pengasan fought external recruitment by NNPCL. The Nigerian Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, Nupeng, and the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Pengasan, have faulted the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited and NPCL's decision to make external recruitment into top posts in the organization. According to a letter jointly issued by Pengasan and Nupeng dated April 7, 2025, and addressed to the NNPC Group Chief Executive Officer, the unions rejected the move. Nupeng and Pengasan said it will negatively impact the career progression of internal staff of NNPCL. And that's the news on Beyond the Headlines, reaching you live from the Niger Delta Media Center here in Ogunobori, Delta State. Thank you so much for being a part of this program. Thank you for staying tuned to us. All right, so we'll go on a short break now, and when we come back, we'll talk more on the issues, the news stories we just talked about. We're going to talk more on it. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.